It's always time for more Muv-Luv reviews. This is the Jian J-10, or just the J-10, another one of the Volks A3 figures, and again was a tie-in to the Total Eclipse project, but came back when it was just a bunch of light novels and manga. So I'm just gonna talk about this guy, and I would be remiss to mention that they do have a nice picture of the pilot, the Chinese Hatsune Miku herself in the back there, so that's kind of fun. This was one of the regular retail releases, unlike its similar remold, the F-16. You can kind of see these two look similar, more so than usual. But there's a fair number of differences between the two, and they would have had to do extensive remolding on several of the parts, like the knee guards, the arms, the shoulder pads. There's lots of new details on the chest, the skirts, and their jump units are also different. So that's kind of cool. Put a lot of effort into making these figures. So again, all PVC, has numerous. You can get off camera. Alright, has numerous A-lock joints all over it, and I'll kind of get into those in a bit, but I just want to talk about accessories. The J-10 is actually really kitted out as far as these figures go, because it comes with, there's actually a pair of guns for the hands, pair of guns for the back, and even a full set of 4 swords, 2 for the back and 2 for the hands, which is pretty good. The only weird thing though is it only actually comes with, I'll show you right now, it only comes with 1 bear mount pylon for guns and 1 bear mount pylon for the swords. And I'm just going to start pulling stuff off so I can concentrate on articulation. Now, cool thing about the sword pylons is that they actually have joint. So you can pose this thing basically getting put back into its mount pylon if you want. And even the ones that have a sword attached also have that joint. So that's pretty good. Only thing with the bear one is that sometimes the little thing right here does kind of like to pop out, but it just goes back in pretty easily. Okay, we're kind of focusing on some arm articulation while we're here. Nice double jointed elbows, and you got the click 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 of the A-lock joints. Very free moving shoulder joint. This can go up and down a bit. Shoulder pauldrons can move up and down. They have their own little hinge joint. And there's also an A-lock joint here on the top of the bicep that can move separately from the main shoulder. With the wrists, it's the same as the others. They just just a bunch of peg-in joints. The only problem is that you can kind of see this big sensor thing here, which kind of prevents the wrist from rotating all the way around. So that's unfortunate, but you can kind of fake it if you pull out the hand a little bit, but you kind of can't really do it quite as smoothly as you should be able to. But other than that, it's alright. I do like how, again, the swords, they look really gorgeous. There's nice metallic paint on them and lots of line detailing as well. They look pretty good, and you can see how Chinese swords, like in the show, they point out it's weighted at the front, unlike on the Japanese tactical surface fighters who have their swords weighted at the hilt. And we will get to this guy in a later video. How much is part of him falling off? Anyway, getting back to the J-10. The head is very nice. It has the distinctive segmented eye look, with the multiple little red eyes on there. And it's got a pretty good neck joint. See, it kind of moves pretty good there. There's actually a double joint, one at the base of the neck and one at the top where it connects to the head. The waist joint, again, like the F-16, very, very good. You basically go all the way around. One thing you might hit into is the jump units on the back. And also like the F-16, it does have the A-lock joint in there to move it up and down. And it's actually fairly easy to take this thing off. So I would say if it's not tight, this one's actually fairly tight. But if this joint is not tight, just kind of hold it from the bottom. Legs are pretty good. You've got the movable skirts, although they can get kind of hung up like around here. Just be careful of that. Movable skirts, and the legs are pretty good. They do get kind of hung up on this part here though, so you kind of have to move the leg out a bit. You can actually get them all the way out like that if you want. And they can move. There's just a couple of A-lock joints underneath. And put all this together, you can get this guy to kneel down pretty easily, especially combined with the nice knee joint. Feet are great. You can get the ankles to tilt like all the way back and forth, and also up and down like that. Pretty good. Watch out for these spikes. These things are actually sharp. But yeah, you can totally get this guy to just kneel like a champ. Yeah, that's the important thing. Just may have to balance him a bit. Yeah, just like that. Kneel down like a champ. That's kind of it, mostly, with this figure. Again, like the F-16, it's really, really good. It's probably one of the best figures, which is probably because it's a main character figure, and fortunately all that translated over to the very similar F-16 design. Kind of going to the back, you know, you've got the double A-lock joint here. This actually is really tight. The way the joint moves right here, really, really tight. But double A-lock joint, you can click this up, click this to the side, and also you can rotate these. They do tend to come off if you rotate them, just kind of be aware of that while you're messing around with your J-10. Pretty gorgeous looking figure, even though it's just sort of olive drab, but it's got a nice military feel to it, you know. Looks good. I really like the swords. I think they're one of the best parts of this particular figure. Really, really great. Not much else to say about this guy, you know. If I didn't say it again, he's about 6 inches tall. These guys, his MSRP was 6,500 yen, which is about $65. This figure is from 2009. They're still showing up in the aftermarket. I got this guy for like 50 bucks with the shipping. So just kind of look out for them. This guy was a later release, so his price is still a little high on the aftermarket. So just kind of be aware of that. And yeah, just kind of happy hunting. And remember that his name is both Jian G10 and also J10. You can kind of see there. This is a J10 on the box right there. This is number 030. That means it's a standard retail release. All the special limited releases just had 2 numbers in their name, or in their whatever, in their number. Anyway, rambling on, but again, really cool figure, and it's kind of neat to see a character figure in the A3 line. So anyway, this has been Andrew for CollectionDX.com. Do another Muv-Luv review. There will always be more coming, because I will manage to find more of these things somehow, some way. Alright, signing off.